All right, y'all. We got Skip Bayless finally loses it on Dillon Gabriel. Now, I'm gonna be real. I don't think the Browns' play calling is amazing because to have a quarterback throw 52 times in a game and they only end up with how many points did they end up with? Browns. They played the Steelers, right? I ended up with 9 points and he threw 52 times. That's an offensive play calling issue because for him to be able to get the ball off 52 times means the pressure is not getting there because he's getting the ball out. So what the issue is the play calling, and that's been the issue since Joe Flacco was there. And that's what these teams try to do. They try to use a scapegoat, and it's not for me to say I thought Flacco was good, but it's just I don't think Flacco was entirely the problem, honestly.
It's tough because Dillon Gabriel's not playing bad right now by any means. He's not playing bad football. For it only being his second start, going to Pittsburgh, playing against that Steelers defense, I thought he did some things well. And I thought he handled the environment, the elements well. But he also had some issues and some things that he needs to fix. I just don't know if he can fix them. And that's my biggest concern right now. But I want to start with the positives. I thought he did a good job of playing with better anticipation. He made some really good throws over the middle of the field into some tight windows. He was comfortable and in rhythm with quick game. His footwork looked really good with quick game. When he got to those 3- and 5-step drops, so out of gun and going through progression, he started struggling a little bit, so he's got to clean that up. His accuracy wasn't great, but the receivers for the Browns didn't help him. They have to be better at catching some of those throws, especially when he's taking the hits he is and he puts them on the money. You've got to help out your young rookie quarterback. That's a tough place to be in when you're.
Don't the Kings got guards already? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that either.
You're taking a shot and you're throwing a ball that you think is going to be completed and then it's dropped and now you're sitting at 3rd and 10. But overall, I thought he did a good job of standing in there, taking those hits, and playing decent in this game. But now when you look at some of the negatives on film and the things that he needs to get corrected, the first one for me is the decision-making. If you look at the stat sheet, he has 0 interceptions, but you can't just look at that. You have to watch the film. In this game, he had no turnovers, but he had way too many turnover-worthy throws. And the Steelers were not capitalizing on these balls that they had opportunities on. At least probably 4 interceptions in this game that they should have had. So you can't just look at the stat sheet and say, all right, well, he's not turning the football over. No, he's making some throws that you can't make in these type of situations, especially on the road and especially as a rookie on an offense that's struggling to move the football. The second thing, he has to do a better job of protecting his receivers and his tight ends. There were too many times in this game to where he had Njoku or other guys going over the middle and he's leading them into hits. And I know as a receiver and as a tight end, I'm going to get hit sometimes. That's going to happen. I know that I'm going to go over the middle. There's a lot of bodies in there. I'm going to catch the ball for you and I'm going to take a hit. But I need to trust that you're going to protect me. And what I mean by that is if there's a safety coming downhill, throw it a little bit lower. Let him go down, throw it to that front hip, protect him. Throw it away from the defender instead of into the defender. And he did it too many times, and that leads to injuries. And if that keeps happening as a receiver and as a tight end and you're doing that over and over, I'm not going to want to play with you anymore.
That could make a receiver drop the ball as well because they're thinking and it's just second nature where it's like, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I'm trying to get ready to run potentially and break a tackle. I'm trying to brace myself and catch the ball, so it's a lot of overthinking. So you can't really play in a flow or play naturally, but not saying that's the main reason, but it could attribute to that.
I'm not going to want to play for you, and I'm not going to trust that you're going to protect me, and you're going to hurt my money and my career because I'm going to start getting injured. So he has to fix that. But the last thing and the most concerning right now that he needs to get corrected is the Browns are way too predictable on offense right now when it comes to throwing the football. I said this 2 weeks ago. I've been saying it over and over.
Okay. So I'm glad that there's a professional out there that's making me feel like I'm not tripping because I have not felt like they play calling has been good. They had one good drive in that game, and it's like, bro, how are y'all not able to replicate this? Like I feel like it's so simple, bro. Like y'all, you clearly have the potential because y'all did it. Like why can't y'all put this together on multiple occasions? And it wasn't like it wasn't like the defense was playing bad. They were just calling up good plays.
Vertical passing threat right now. They have to find an element of explosiveness through the air right now, because if they don't have that, Aqib knows as a DB, as a defense, I'm just going to sit in the ground and keep my feet in the ground, and I'm just going to jump every single route, and I'm just going to make you go dink and dunk all the way down the field, and I have no threat of you throwing the ball over the top. Gabriel threw the ball 52 times in this game for only 220 yards passing. That's not good enough. He had more completions behind the line of scrimmage than he did further than 10 yards down.
Wow. That's crazy. But that's crazy. That's play calling. That's play calling. Again, I Gabriel, he gets grace in my book. That's definitely play calling.
The field. And I don't love the play calling right now from Stefanski. I think he could open it up, but when he does have these opportunities, Skip, he's 7 for 25 with throws that are further than 10 yards down the field. That's not good enough. And he's missing open touchdowns. He's missing open guys down the field. So with all that being said,
Judy can get deep.
He can. And there's a couple times on the sideline where he threw a back shoulder instead of throwing it over the top, or he's trying to throw it too far to the left or to the sideline instead of leading them the right direction. And he made some good throws in college pushing the ball down the field. I'm not a huge fan of his arm strength, but right.
I think he got decent arm strength, especially like short to intermediate. I definitely like his arm strength there. I hope they don't try to use Gabriel as a scapegoat. I hope they don't. But I want to see Shedeur play, and if he's the better quarterback, awesome. But I hope they don't try to frame it as that. If Shedeur gets the start and Gabriel is not injured, it's due to the Browns' bad play calling. And the unfortunate part about that is they're still not going to be good long term because the QB is saving them. The QB is masking up the deficiencies of the head coach. Now, maybe this head coach can grow over time, but I think Stefanski's been a head coach for a while now. I could be wrong, but I feel like he's been in the league for a while as a head coach. I don't know what's going on as of right now, as of why he's not doing a great job. I think he calls plays. Y'all let me know. If he doesn't, then I give him a little bit of grace. But it's like you're going to try to use Gabriel as a scapegoat, which you already did with Flacco, and then Shedeur starts, and maybe Shedeur plays better than Gabriel. I do think Shedeur is better. I like them better coming out of college. But it just doesn't – it's not going to be as good as it could be because, again, the play calling is not great. But sometimes the QBs go off script, and that goes for off the field as well. And, like an Aaron Rodgers, what it looks to be, how he's doing in Pittsburgh, implementing new plays into the playbook, suggesting things to the play caller, and revamping the offense with his input, and then that kind of saves the situation a little bit, makes it look a lot better. But we'll see. But I think if Dillon Gabriel does get benched for Shedeur, I don't think it's because he's a bad quarterback, and hopefully he goes somewhere else and gets another opportunity.
Right now in the NFL, it's not translating.
Organization don't even like Shedeur. But they're gonna pull that trigger eventually. If it keeps up like this, they're gonna pull the trigger. And it's gonna look bad on the organization because y'all couldn't get it done with Flacco. Couldn't get it done. Yeah, y'all traded Kenny Pickett. Y'all let go Tyler Huntley. Y'all traded Flacco. Y'all benched Dillon Gabriel. Like, this is ridiculous. Be
able to get that corrected. So overall, it's still early. It's 2 games. I don't know if you can come to a conclusion on Dillon Gabriel, but I just don't think he has a high enough ceiling right now. I don't know if he has a high.
I think he's fine. I think it's just the system. I think that's what it is. I think he's competent. I think he has a pretty decent ceiling, but I think it's just got to be in a better system. You need to go somewhere else.
Enough ceiling right now to be a franchise starting quarterback in the NFL that you can build off of.
I don't think he did enough to keep his job at all. It was very trash, in my opinion. You say he's playing good. I don't know what tape we watched.
I said he's not. No, I said he's not playing bad.
Oh, okay.
I said he's doing
not
some good
playing
things.
bad translates to playing good.
Nah. Because you could be decent, and that's not good. So it's not good, but it's not bad. And I think You got the ball off 52 times with no picks. I mean, you're doing something right. We're doing a lot wrong, but you're doing something right.
Not playing
He's
bad.
not playing bad enough to lose it.
That's just what I heard. I heard you say he was playing good.
Okay.
So from what I watched, he lost the game, first of all. Everybody know that. You scored 9 points. You had a QBR at 33, down from 38. So it was worse than the last week.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watched it again this morning. I counted 10 throws that I was like, all right, them pretty good throws. 10 out of 52, though. You know what I'm saying? It was 10 out of 52.
Yeah.
I agree.
And 3 of them was on third down, so I give them that. And how many interceptions you say was interceptable ball?
At least 4. I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
I counted 6.
Okay.
Like, there's no way Pittsburgh didn't lead that game with 3 interceptions. There's no way. It was, I don't know if it's the left hand spin. He doing something right. That's what he do best. You make the ball hard to catch for the defense because they could not catch your balls at all. You know what I'm saying?
So you would have caught 3 of those, right?
I don't know. I never tried to catch a Dillon Gabriel, but they must be tough as shit to catch because
that
the
doesn't
Steelers,
speak well for the Browns.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
For the
I mean, I'm just saying the Steelers, they've been catching picks all year and they could not catch one to save their life. So he got sacked 6 times.
Yep.
I think about 4 of them came from him holding the ball. 2 of them were just great rushes. It was on him before he can do anything. 4 of them came from him sitting in the pocket holding the ball. He's not playing winning football, man. It looks scary almost to me. I don't know if Stefanski's scary or is he scary. Like one time I seen.
I think it's Stefanski. I mean, you have to give a rookie quarterback some grace. Stefanski's been a head coach for I don't know how many years, or he's been in the league. He's tenured. You got to get a rookie quarterback grace.
Judy pop open maybe for like a bang route. He checked it down. So I can't put it all on Stefanski.
Yeah.
It looked real scary to me. I said.
And you know what? In that sense, that's where I can agree with him. Again, you can't put it all on him, but again, I give the rookie some grace. But it go back to the Joe Flacco situation. Joe Flacco, Jake Browning. I need you just to get the ball to our playmakers. You know what I mean? Or I need you to figure it out. I'm gonna call the plays. You see what you see, and you make the correct decision. And sometimes maybe that check down isn't a bad decision, but that tight coverage to that number 1 wide receiver, that might be just as good as a check down. You know what I mean? Because again, he's the number 1 for a reason. But I think that's something you learn as a veteran. And again, Joe Flacco knew this stuff. Jake Browning is a lot younger than him. Joe Flacco has been playing at a high level before. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been on consistent playoff teams. He's played at a high level before. So as a veteran, you know this stuff based off of experience. A guy who hasn't really been in these situations, you're going to question yourself a lot and be like, am I doing the right thing? Should I do this? Should I take this shot? And then he's in a position to where he don't want to lose his job. So he's going to take the safe option. Same thing with Jake Browning. I don't want to lose my job. I know what the situation looks like. They potentially might bring another guy in. I just want to do what y'all tell me to do. So if I take a chance and it's a pick, then it's going to look bad on me. But if I just hit the check down, it's a completion. Okay, I did what y'all told me to do. The coach is not going to tell you to throw it into tight coverage. You got to decide that on your own, and you know what I mean. You got to know when to hit the receiver X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean.
Give him 4 games, but
You're gonna bump that down?
shit, I might go right now. Like before the trade, we got to see something. Let's see what Shedeur got with this team before we break it up and trade everybody. The trade deadline is coming soon. You gonna trade some of these guys, and it's gonna happen. So you might as well let Shedeur rock while you got this group. You know what I'm saying? Let him rock with this group before you trade some of your linemen.
I don't know about that. Only person I can see them trading is Judy. That's it. I can't see them trading nobody else. I could be wrong, but
Or something like that. So
none of them defensive guys, bro.
I don't know. It's very,
Maybe Njoku as well, because you got Harold Fannin.
very bad in my opinion. It's very scary. You say you don't know if he could be an NFL quarterback. I don't either. So
This is just me. I'm not objective. I disqualify myself when it comes to Shedeur, but I would have thrown Shedeur into the dumpster fire in the 4th quarter because the game was way over.
Hey, and this is one thing I said about Shedeur that I like that we seen with him versus, and this is kind of why I had him over Cam Ward. We've seen Shedeur put up really good numbers behind a bad offensive line. Cam, Gabriel, I don't know fully about Gabriel, but I know Cam's O-line was good in college. I'm gonna assume Gabriel had a good O-line in college. But I like that, you know. If there's no huge gap in talent between all these guys, but this guy put up similar numbers to these guys, and he did it in a bad situation while getting sacked on occasion and getting pressured, and he still put up good numbers, give me that guy, because I know when the situation is bad, he's gonna make the right choices, and he can still keep us in the game. Versus these guys, and again, I don't know what their careers look like outside of their senior year, but versus these guys, I know what they look like in good situations. And when you're a rookie, you don't walk into a good situation typically. You're walking into a bad situation. So I know, give me the guy who played good in a bad situation, and once it gets good, we're gonna get an even higher level out of him.
Dillon Gabriel he's a great kid, and he tries hard. And the best thing I can say about Dillon Gabriel is that he's not bad. That's damning with faint praise, right? Mm-hmm. He's not bad. That's what you'll always say about Dillon Gabriel is he's not bad. Shedeur can be great if you give him a shot. Shedeur would have ignited the sideline and the huddle if thrown into the fray, even at Pittsburgh. And I completely respect what you have to say about it's not his game plan, and he's not getting reps and blah, blah. I get all that. He's just a very special kid, and I know his father very well, and his father raised him to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. He was raised around stars and superstars. It's just in his blood. If you give him a chance, he will seize the opportunity and he will run with it because he just built that way. No stage will be too big for him, even at Pittsburgh against that defense, even if you just thrown him into the dumpster fire in the fourth quarter. You say, that's not fair. It's Shedeur. And you would see right away the energy would go.
I feel like Shedeur got that mindset of I don't care if that's Jalen Ramsey. If I trust my guy, I'm going to throw it. I don't care if that's Darius Slay. I don't care who that is. You know what I mean? And again, I can't speak. I can only speak for what I've seen from Gabriel. I didn't see enough in college. You know, I didn't watch him in detail as much as I did with Shedeur. But you know, he has that type of mentality. Like, if I trust my guy, I'm gonna put it there. You know, I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? It could be Pastor Tan. You know, it is what it is.
Up in the huddle because they all know they're playing not to lose with Dillon Gabriel. And I feel sorry for Dillon Gabriel, and you and we're rooting against him. And I like him as a kid because he's a really good kid. But as a football player, as a quarterback in this predicament of a situation, I'm rooting against him. And I feel sorry for him because behind him is the most popular backup quarterback in the history of the National Football League. He was the third string quarterback, and now I think he's the second, but I can't even trust that with Kevin Stefanski, who is obviously no fan of Shedeur's. Kevin is doing.
If that's genuinely true, you need to get Stefanski out of there. If that's genuinely true, if he does not like Shedeur, if that's not his quarterback, I don't think that's a good dynamic for head coach and QB. Especially if Shedeur does end up playing.
Everything in his power to keep Shedeur out of the spotlight and off radar because he knows once Shedeur gets his foot in that door,
I want to assume that's not the situation,
because there's going to be an avalanche of national publicity and national runaway expectation that Shedeur is going to be the guy. And he should be now. He should be starting now, but you know, here's Stefanski's answer the other day. Why didn't you give Shedeur a shot in the fourth quarter? And he won't even speak Shedeur's name. He never refers to the question about Shedeur with saying Shedeur's name. And Stefanski said of Dillon Gabriel, we know he's tough. He's going to keep fighting. Okay, I get it. He's a tough kid. mentally tough. I don't know about physically. Shedeur is mentally and physically tough. Much tougher to me. I saw it at Jackson State and at Colorado. Shedeur took an unholy physical beating for 2 years at Colorado because they couldn't protect him. And he would hang on to the ball only to try to hit the home run for his dad. You know, like he knew they were up against it in some games, and I got to hold it and hope somebody can break free, sometimes Travis, for a deep ball. And if they get me, they get me. And if they rock me, they rock me. But listen, that kid in college, he would jump up. He would take the most wicked shot in the pocket. He just jumps right back up like, here we go again. We're going to do it again. And I, you know, people would say, well, he's a spoiled kid. You know, he was raised rich. He was raised rich, but he ain't no spoiled kid.
Right.
He doesn't act like a spoiled kid on the football field.
Right.
He's a tough kid. He looks like he's from the toughest neighborhood you could ever imagine. He just got that in his blood. His father's a tough guy. I don't care what you say. They said Deion couldn't tackle. Baloney. What Deion, when it was time to get somebody on the ground, he got him on the ground. He would make a business decision occasionally, but then I watched him closely. When it was time to make a tackle on 3rd and 2, he'd come up and make a tackle. It's smart toughness. It's knowing what has to get done kind of toughness. So if you're trying to back Dillon Gabriel because he's a tough kid, we know he's going to keep fighting. You don't think Shedeur will keep fighting?
Right.
Just give him a shot, man. So everything, your breakdown, they're dead on because he's look at his yards per attempt. It's 4.3. It's the worst in the NFL over the last 2 weeks.
Very scary.
The worst. It's so low. Like Sam Darnold for the year is 10 yards per attempt, and that leads the NFL because JSN is getting deep. You know, like he hit the home run to him the other day, and
Browns don't have that threat right now.
Okay, well,
it's not even about having a threat. It's about having a play calling, bro. They spam JSN the ball at times. I think it's there, bro. You need the play calling. They'll call up some stuff to get JSN wide open. I mean, now there are occasional times that he be making some very tough catches, but you know, it's play calling. 52 passing attempts, averaging 4.8 yards per attempt. Come on now.
They could if.
Who knows?
No, I'm not saying they don't have a JSN. Yeah. I'm saying with Dillon at quarterback,
they don't have that.
Trust to have that threat right now.
And I told you and I argued about his arm strength. It's okay, but he doesn't have great deep arm strength.
No, it's good when it's in that
the mid-range. I know,
intermediate, short yard range in the quick game and those over the middle throws. But once you start pushing 10, 15, 20, it starts getting off balance and he starts missing some throws to the right and to the left, and the ball's dying on him.
I think you can question his accuracy. I don't know about his deep throw power. Like, it's not elite, but I think it's fine personally. I don't think it's I don't have too many problems with his deep throw power. Again, intermediate throws, I like it, but I just don't know about it. Like, if his deep throw power is bad, I don't know about that one.
You can't. It's tough to win games with that.
Man, I've just seen enough already. You know, like, come on.
The passing yards is up, but 90 of those passing yards came once it was 26-6.
Yeah.
Like, now we play softer defense. We give you all this. We let you drive down, and then we lock up and try to give you a field goal. So we play the time. We play the clock once the score gets like that. So, and QBR, no.
That's why QBR,
no. Those 80 yards don't even count, man.
I'll say this.
I've seen enough already.
Bad context, and I've seen some bad offenses. I've been a part of some bad offenses. I've seen it firsthand. That's tough right now. And to add more context to your numbers, the Browns are averaging over these two games 4 yards per play on offense. And for reference, last year, the Bears were worse in the NFL. They averaged 4.5. So if they keep this up, they will be significantly lower. And the last 21 years, this would be the worst. If this two-game stretch, if that kept up and they averaged 4 yards per play, that would be the worst in the last 21 years. They just have to get things going.
Coach. That's the coach. All the coach. So, as much as this topic is on Dillon Gabriel and potentially Shedeur, clearly the coach. I don't know who's calling plays. I might look it up. If you know, y'all want to save me some time in the comment section, y'all do that. But yeah, somebody gonna have to go. Unfortunately, hate to see somebody lose their job genuinely, but unless they switch it up ASAP, like ASAP, like switch up the play calling now. Make some adjustments. This is not gonna last. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Appreciate y'all for watching. Subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed.